Hello, this lesson is about multiplying fractions. Um, Basically, when we multiply fractions, we multiply the numerators or the top numbers and the denominators or the bottom numbers. Let's look at an example. Multiply 2/3 by 4/5. And also, the answer we are getting when multiplying fraction is going to be another fraction. So we are multiplying these two fractions, 2/3 and 4/5. So we draw a larger fraction line. As we said, we multiply the tops 2 times 4, and we put them at the numerator. And we multiply the denominators, and we put them in the denominator. So 3 times 5, 3 times 5, because I have 3 and 5 here. Now I multiply them, 2 times 4 is 8, goes at the top, and 3 times 5 is 15, goes at the denominator. The other thing that we need to be careful is we need to simplify or cancel whenever possible when times in fractions. The next example illustrates this. Here in this example they are asking us to multiply 14/8 by 6/35. So we are multiplying these two fractions. So we write them and then we draw a larger fraction line and times the numerators 14 and 6, so 14 times 6, and the denominators 8 times 35, but here we can cancel. We notice that 14 and 35 both have a common factor of 7. In other words, 7 divides 14 evenly and also divide 35 evenly. So we need to divide both of them by 7. So 14 divided by 7 is 2, 35 divided by 7 is 5. Remember, when simplifying, we got to find one number from the top, like 14, and one number from the bottom, like 35, which they have the same or the common factor. In this case, it was 7. All right, let's look at the two other ones, 6 and 8. Do they have anything in common as factor? Is there any common factor for 6 and 8? Yes, it is, and it is 2. So we can divide 6 and 8, both of them by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Now we multiply these new numbers that we got after dividing. So 2 times 3 gives us 6, and 4 times 5 gives us 20. So we got 6/20. We look again at them to see if still we can simplify. And we realize that both 6 and 20 can be divided by 2. So divide both of them by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 20 divided by 2 is 10. So the answer is 3/10. As you notice, here we simplified at 2 steps. We simplified here and also we simplified here. We got to simplify so many times that you don't have any common factor left for you to divide. That is our final answer. The other thing that we need to remember In mathematics, of means multiply. And also a whole number can be written over 1 to change into a fraction. For example, if I have 8, I can write it as 8 over 1. If I have 9, I can write it 9 over 1. Let's look at an example. Find 2/3 of 21. We said of means times or multiply. So then I'm going to write 21 times 2/3. But before doing that, I'm turning 21 into a fraction. We said that any whole number can be written over 1 to change it then into fractions. Alright, now we times the tops, 21 times 2 and 1 times 3. But before going ahead, we got to see if there is any factors that we can divide by. We notice that both 21 and 3 can be divided by 3. 3 divided by 3 gives us 1. 21 divided by 3 gives us 7. Now we multiply. 7 times 2 is 14. 1 times 1 is 1. And again, 14 over 1, we can drop 1 to go back to the whole number, 14. So 14 and 14 over 1 are the same number. That is how you multiply a whole number, and also what the word of means. And the word of means. Okay, next concept is when multiplying mixed numerals, turn them into improper fractions, then multiply. And if you want, at the end, you can write your answer in the form of a mixed numeral. Here they are asking me to multiply these two mixed numerals, 5 and 2/3 and 2 1/4. So I just write them down, turn them into an improper fraction, each of them. How do we do that? We already covered this. It is you times 5 by 3 to become 15, and you add 2. That becomes your numerator, which is 17. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 2 is 17. The denominator doesn't change. It was 3, still stays 3. 2 1/4, I'm changing it into an improper fraction. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So that becomes my new numerator over the same denominator which I had. Now I'm timesing these two fractions, times the top, 17 times 9, and times the bottoms, 3 times 4. Before going ahead, see if there is any factors we can divide by. We realize that both 9 and 3 can be divided by 3. So we divide them by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Now we multiply the numbers that are left. 17 times 3 and 1 times 4. 17 times 3, 1 times 4. 17 times 3 is 51. 1 times 4 is 4. That is my answer as an improper fraction. But if I want to write it as a mixed numeral, what you need to do, you need to divide 51 by 4. If you divide 51 by 4, you get 12. But 12 lots of 4 makes 48. So from 51, you got 3 left over. That leftover becomes your new numerator, and the denominator stays the same. So if you want to write your answer as a mixed numeral, that is your answer. We come to the end of this lesson. Thank you for your attention.